Mostly greetings and welcome to the Weird with your boy Prue. Holler at me. We're talking about Welcome to Nightvale, based on the Nightvale podcast. I have not made a video in a bit. I got hit with hardcore OT at work, and then I went on vacation, so it's just been a busy little month. But welcome to Nightvale. You know how I do reviews. I do it on like a 5-star sort of. Let's get the Irish flag in there a little bit. Ireland. Let's get the. How I do the reviews out of the way. You know, I do the journey, the plot, the pros and the cons, the characters, not in any particular order. That's just how I sort of rate the book. Welcome to Nightvale will be better for you if you've listened to the Nightvale podcast, so take that into consideration. Awesome. Here we go. Welcome to Nightvale is a story wrapped around a fictional town of Nightvale that has a lot of Lovecraftian monsters, sentient angels. We're not allowed to go near a dog park. If you haven't listened to the Nightvale podcast, please listen to it or watch it on YouTube, or just, it's a lot of fun. It's definitely a fun 20 minutes. I listen to it every morning on the way to work usually. Then you get caught up and then forget about it for a while. And then you listen to it all over again. It's a lot of fun. I really like the Welcome to Nightvale podcast. The book, though, the main plot centers around Jackie Ferraro. She is runs at the pawn shop where everything's $11. The book is weird. The weirder you are, and the weirder you're just okay with things to be weird, like this kid shapeshifts. That's it. That's all the basic explanation you're given. You just have to know that kid shapeshifts for a plot in the story. But you just have to know, and you just have to be okay with it. So the better you are with weird, the better you'll enjoy this book. But Jackie Ferraro runs a pawn shop where everything's basically $11. Then she'll give you a better offer. But she's trying to find this elusive man. There's a glow cloud. Basically, it's a story wrapped in the Nightvale podcast. I really enjoyed it, having enjoyed the Nightvale podcast. However, there are a few things that I feel like if you don't know the setting, it's like reading an X-Files book. If you've never seen the show, you're gonna be a little lost. And that's really cool because a lot of this reminds me of like an X-Files story. But the plot is awesome. The girl who runs the pawn shop gets a note from a mysterious stranger, and she has to track down this mysterious stranger in a town full of weird X-File Lovecraftian creatures. And I thought that was really cool because I really like the weird stuff. And this was weird. And this was an X-Files adventure. For the plot, though, it's not the best, but it's indeed a fun romp. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. A B, if you will. Okay, characters. Now, the characters on this kind of takes a dump. Because I remember Jackie, and there's the mysterious stranger who I don't want to give away for a plot purpose. And you run through a bunch of characters, like a mom who has a shape-shifting kid, like I said. People who randomly vanish or appear. The mysterious angels. I can't tell you about the dog park. But the characters, they all are fun, but they're not all you're not going to remember them in a week. You're going to be like, oh yeah, that shape-shifting kid. Or, oh, that's about where I'm at now, and it's only been 2 days since I've read this. Characters, I'm going to give it a D. They all are fun, but they're not going to stick with you. And you're going to forget about them as soon as the book is done. You might remember one or two, but I mean, this is a cool book, but you're not going to remember. I remember Ben Hanscom and, all the fucking It characters, or, Count Richelieu from Three Musketeers. They stuck with me, but this didn't have good characters in it. I'm sorry. I even like Dr. Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park, stuff like that. But this book did not have very good characters. No, not a very good character cast. Now let's do the pros and the cons. The pros was this was fast. This was fun. This was so much fun. I can't acknowledge the amount of fun that I had reading this. The cons are it's like a filler episode of the X-Files. That's the best way I can describe it. You're having fun watching it, but later on when you're talking about your favorite X-Files episode, you're not gonna remember it. That's how I feel about this book. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, and I really liked the podcast. But I feel like the longer it didn't have the staying power that it deserves, and that's the big con. That it goes on a lot longer than it should. For, let's say it's 400 something pages. Yeah, it's almost 400 pages. We would have edited this down and made the pacing a little bit better. It would have been a better read. That's the con, bad pacing. All right, total journey. How did I enjoy the journey? The path along the road to Nightvale. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. It was a fun read. I could pick it up, read for an hour, put it down, just had a good time. And I had a few out loud laughs. And a few parts were well, that's kind of fucking trippy. But there are parts when I was like, okay, page 2. I remember I got to page 250 and I was like, are we there yet? No, we're about half, a little over half. So I was like, oh, that's my big issue. This book overstayed its welcome. I don't mind thick books if there's a general plot or a story or some characters I'm interested in. And this was fun. This could have been a short story and have been amazing, but they made it into a full-length novel and it lost some power. Maybe cut it into half and then do an ebook thing. But Journey, I'm going to give it a C. So for the overall rating of Night Vale, I'm going to give it a C. If you like the podcast, you'll love this. If you're not a fan of the podcast, but you just like weird science fiction, like crappy monsters, there's better to go than this. All right, well, this has been your boy Prue, and thanks for watching. We're going about 6 minutes, so stay creepy.